recap. We're going to do what we do all the time. We're going to allow the weekly recap to play, and then we'll get started with the show. We are in week 7, and we're going to react to week 6. So let's get to it.
Nothing like October football. Welcome in, everyone. This is your EA Sports Weekly Recap for Week 6. I'm Scott Hansen. Plenty of action to get you caught up on. We'll start in Jacksonville. The Jaguars at home to take on the Houston Texans. And this is the running back for the home team. A 58-yard touchdown run. From there, it's off to SoFi Stadium. We're looking on the Rams as they play host to the Chicago Bears. And it's Rome Odunze. You want instant offense? Try this one on for size.
Pretty good game.
He makes the catch, and then watch him go. And when it's all said and done, that's an 80-yard catch and run for the touchdown. The Bears able to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. They win it in the
This
final
was good,
moments.
too.
Lastly, let's go to Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers taking on the Cleveland Browns.
I think it was a 3-point game.
And this is Caleb Johnson. He only needs a little bit of breathing room, and he knows what to do with it. That'll do it for us. Until next week, Scott Hansen in Orlando. Good night from all of us at EA Sports.
All right, Stephen A. Smith here giving you guys the Week 6 recap. We got a lot of interviews, so you guys book your seats. It's going to be a long video, but that's how we like it. So, incentive check. These two didn't play. Maybe they just couldn't get the game going. Away team got the win. Uso Ryder couldn't play. All right, so for the most part, everything is pretty good. All right, so we're gonna get to the game of the week 6, and then we will get this thing rolling. So week 6 we had was Bears and the Rams. I did interview both guys. This was a very, very intense game. A lot of words was exchanged between both parties. A lot of heated. It was a heated moment after the game. Very intense. You had the Rams calling out the Bears, saying some things about them, and we're going to allow both of those guys to speak. So as we see, it was 21-17 in the first half, but the Rams went scoreless in the third quarter, which played a huge role in this matchup. So we'll take a listen to hear what the Rams had to say. He had a lot of things to say to get off his chest. So we had to interview him, obviously. And let's see if he spoke about those things about the Bears.
Yo, we good. It was just a good game. I had it for a while. Then I ended up throwing a crazy interception because it was wide open, but the guy just ran underneath. So caught that, then that kind of swing the the game in his way. Then I ended up tying it back up. It was a good game. I mean, I lost by 3, but we both could have won either way with him winning. But it was a good game. Those two players that you're talking about just happened to get 2 big plays. So one got to play for 80, and the other one got to play for like 75. With Odunze getting like a 75-yard touchdown before the second half. So he just broke free from like everybody off of like a 15-yard route. So other than that, if those 2 plays don't happen, I win the game. But I mean, that's just the way it is. Just the way the cookie crumble at times. You know what I'm saying? I knew what play he was going to run on the first big play with the tight end, but my safety just didn't cover up for me when I tried to jump it. At least I thought I knew it was the same formation. The formation I thought he was going to run the screen out of, but he just caught me in a bad situation because my player just didn't fight the tight end good enough for it, which he should have. He shouldn't get beat by no tight end. There's no way no DB lose to a tight end in a foot race, but it happened. Then, like I said, the second big play he got with Odunze, It was just right before the half end, and once again, he just beat me in the foot race, which he should not beat no DB in the foot race because my DBs are faster than him, but it just happens. But other than that, it was a good game, bro. I'm not even mad about that. He still can't beat me majority of the time, so I let him take his win. It's well deserved. Other than that, I'll see his ass in the playoffs when it really matter.
All right, so you guys heard the Rams. He basically stated, he win here and there, but he can't really beat them as much. So I'm interested to see what the Bears OJ had to say after the win. Let's see if he had anything to get off his chest. Wow, Bears did not respond to the interview question, so he will be ineligible. He will be ineligible. I love you, OJ, but it's not personal. You're just ineligible. You didn't respond. And we'll keep this thing rolling. But it was a big win by the Bears, man. I definitely like what I saw. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. So next up we had was the Jets and the Eagles. I didn't interview neither guy, but as we can see, Jets won a very close game, 40-38. Turnovers was 1-1. Let's take a look at the time of possession. Time of possession we see was 23-16. Lenore Sellers, 312, 3 TDs passing. That's definitely what you want in the quarterback when you talk about the Eagles. Baker Mayfield played a little bit this game. He threw 16 attempts, 68%. And then you have Taylor Green, who also played a little bit as well. But Jeremiah Love, 224, 2 TDs in this matchup. Looking at that, you would think that the Eagles won. Wide receiver, Zachariah Branch, 8 receptions, 126, 2 TDs. Amari Kelly played great as well. It was a great game, man. But the Jets, Mike knows how to finish strong. He knows how to win those close games. So I think that definitely is something that he's appreciative of in regards to that. Next up we had was the Dolphins and the Bills. I think this was a 2-point game. Let's see if we interviewed either guy. No, but as we see, it was pretty tight, 36-33. Turnover battle was 0-3, just way too many turnovers. But they still won. Wow, so they was able to defeat the odds. 3 turnovers and still win the game is pretty impressive. Josh Allen threw 3 interceptions. Rushing wise, 136, 2 TDs on the ground. Wide receivers, Jaylen Brown had 135, 6 receptions, 3 TDs. The rookie wide receivers trying to get rookie of the year this year was Stephen A. Smith. Tyreek Hill played pretty well. Defensively, definitely Miami Dolphins defense gave the opportunity to the offense for the Dolphins, but they just could not get the job done, and they lost by 3 points in overtime. Damn, this was a real good game. But we're just coming off the Thanksgiving break, so it was hard to try to get everybody. Moving on, Miami Killer and the Ravens. Ravens won 40-14. I did interview the Ravens. He won a turnover battle as well, 1-5. So let's take a listen to hear what he had to say after the win. I think Miami Killer is ineligible because I don't think he responded. So let's take a listen to hear what Goozy has had to say.
Yeah, it was a big division win game again. I would say it's more so that was a Madden game than anything where I couldn't do anything wrong on offense. It just, all the plays just worked. On defense, I held him to a couple 3-and-outs early, so he was playing from behind. That's where a lot of those interceptions came from. But, the offense, any play I picked, it worked, and I put up 21 points, I think, in the first quarter or something like that. So he had a tough road to climb to try climbing back in, and it just never happened. But happy to get the win. Moved to 3-2. That AFC North is still going to be pretty tough. I think everybody's 3-2 or 2-3 trying to catch the Browns at 5-0. So can't afford to lose any more games. But we got a couple of division games coming up again. Looking to beat the Browns and try to take that number one spot.
Yeah, so as you guys can hear, chasing the Browns right now. Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals. Browns ahead by one game. They also have a 2-1 record in the division, so that's definitely something to look at as the weeks progress. Moving on, we had the Green Bay Packers and the Buccaneers. Buccaneers lost by 2 points, man. I was very surprised to hear about that. So we'll take a listen to hear what Rio had to say after coming up short.
What's going on, Stephen A. Man? Recap on that game yesterday against the Packers. Yeah, that shit was pathetic as far as my defense, run defense. Defense don't play defense on the game anyway. So if you can activate your players, they got abilities. Once you can activate them, they should non-stop. Josh Jacobs' X factor was activated in the fourth, so we already knew he was just gonna force feed him. Stephen A. Smith here with the home. Not getting tackled, breaking every tackle. You know how easy it is to play offense on this game. You don't cause no turnovers. If you don't get your opponent behind the chains and early down, that shit over with. It's gonna be back and forth all day. Not really sure what the answer is to fix this shit, but here we are. Taking one day, one game at a time. Continue and just I don't even play to win no more. I just try to play to have a chance in the fourth quarter. It should be so fucking. Should be so easy, but should be so easy. You know, we're worried about our next opponent, which is against the Seahawks. Uh, our next game. Then we got the Jags coming up. So first our next two games gonna be crucial, especially in the division that's competitive that I'm in with the Saints, Panthers, and the Falcons. They all decent teams. Got pretty good players on their teams that know how to play with them. And we all figure out how to make time with our ability. It is what it is, but things will get better though. It's still early in the season. It's still week 6, I believe. So, just taking one game at a time. So,
All right, so you guys heard the Buccaneers very passionate. Seems to be very upset after the loss, 33-31. They're still ahead in the NFC division. I think it's what NFC. Let's see. It's not good. Stephen A. Smith don't know, right? I want to say it's NFC South. Okay, yeah, NFC South. I mean, they're still winning the division right now, and they're also undefeated in that division, 2-0. So, I mean, it's part of the game, man. You're gonna lose games here and there. You just have to keep fighting. That's just part of it. I think this kid is new. I got to get his information. I want to say he's new. Moving on, we had the Raiders fall to the Patriots, 21-42. Young Mantine did speak out after the loss. Let's take a listen to hear what happened in this game.
Yeah, Stephen, thanks for having me. Yeah, man, um, Jalen Milroe, you know, um, he played very well that game. He did throw the one interception. He got baited into that by Christian Gonzalez. Gonzalez was over there in the slot, and instead of checking a wide receiver, Gonzalez was all over Bowers. So he got the pick six, ran it back to the house. But I mean, overall, Jalen Milroe, uh, you know, compared to when we started with Geno Smith and Bo Nix, it's almost reminiscent of night and day. Uh, his upside is very good, very nice. Um, we feel like we found our quarterback for the future. Um, and like I said, he played pretty good against that vaunted Patriots defense. Um, two of the touchdowns that we gave up defensively, uh, I, I don't know. I mean, I felt like I called the right uh, formation and the right play calling, but for some reason, two of those touchdowns, like I said, the guys were wide open, and I mean, upon giving up two easy touchdowns and giving up a pick six, I mean, you can't think that you're going to win games like that. You know, unfortunately, no, we we don't have any hopes of going to the playoffs this year. But we will continue to fight on, and Milroe and the offense will get better. As you alluded to, Genty, he did get held under 100 yards rushing. Um, but, uh, I mean, we're not trying to get any rushing titles over here. We're not trying to have one of the top three running backs in the league on attempts and yards and touchdowns and things of that nature. We're just trying to put a product out on the field, keep our morale high, and win games and be competitive out there on the field. But yeah, Jalen Milroe, uh, you know, the future is bright with that guy as our quarterback. Thanks for having me. Good luck rest of the way.
Appreciate you, Tony Jennings. You guys heard Tony Jennings speak out after the loss to the Patriots. A very, very good football team. One thing I'd be wondering is why he never really give me his information because the Patriots is one of the guys I think could be up there with Absolution and guys making a lot of incentives. Absolution, I want to say, is up in the 500s now. He's making a lot of money from Stephen A. Smith between two leagues, not just Madden. But overall, I think this was definitely a good game for the Patriots. Being able to win, this was crucial, and I definitely think that it was needed. It was needed for the team. Great for the morale. Moving on, we had Lions defeat the Seahawks 45-24. Turnover battle was 3-3, just a lot of turnovers. Avery Johnson threw two interceptions. Bo Nix threw two interceptions. A lot of running in this one. Jahmyr Gibbs had 265 TDs rushing. Definitely should be player of the week. We'll take a look at that in a second. Kenneth Walker, the third, had 170, one TD. Receiving, not a lot of receiving, as you guys can imagine, with all those running yards. But as I said before, they both threw two interceptions. Two came from Nick, and then the Lions had two guys with interceptions as well. So overall, the Lions was able to win this one 45-24, and I think that's huge. To get around this time of the year, it's great to get these type of wins. The goal is to win games towards the early part of the year. That's all you want to do. Just let it calculate. Moving on, the Saints is a pretty damn good team, man. But he fell to the Falcons, 35-21. I was very, very surprised to see this final score. And let's take a listen to hear what the Falcons had to say after the big time win.
Hey, what's up, Stephen A? Yeah, it was a good win. I don't think either of us punted, but the score was low. I think that had a lot to do with me just being able to control the clock and just keep extending drives. I think I had one third down I didn't convert, but then picked it up on fourth down. So I was just efficient is how I would kind of describe my offense. Didn't really ask Penix to do too much, but I haven't really asked him to do much all year. I've kind of just been running the ball, which is obviously what I like to do. I think everyone knows that. So, yeah, it was a good win. Still, I think 2 games back of the Bucks, but they're in our sights.
Appreciate you. Falcons pretty much won a huge game. They spoke about the division. I think it's in the South. Yeah, they're 3-3 right now in the division, and 2 games back from the Buccaneers. 1-1 as far as division record. So still early though. A lot of this is still early. As I said before, you just want to win games around this time of the year. It's still early right now to look at playoff um, talks. I mean, to have playoff talks. That's why you can't even get there until like week 13. So still think that that's still a big win. Saints is a very, very good football team. I mean, football opponent. And I did interview him as well. So let's take a listen to hear what he had to say.
What's going on, Stephen A? So, I told Falcons that if he continued to abuse me with Bijan Robinson, I'd contact the proper authorities. So he chose to abuse me in a different way. So that was fun. But I mean, overall, this was the first game since the Super Bowl where my offense just really struggled. I couldn't run the ball very well. I mean, it was decent. We had 100 yards total, but not really any huge plays for the rushing game other than a few decent scrambles by Arch. Receiving wise, I mean, we went to a lot of people, but it was a lot of short yardage stuff, and we weren't able to get the ball deep. He had really good coverage. He had good pressure too, which was really affected the passing game. But I think the biggest issue with the game with me playing him this time was he ran the ball well to where I bit on play action quite a few times. And I couldn't get him off the field. So I don't know if he punted all game. Outside of I don't think he punted at all. So I think he scored a touchdown every time he touched the ball. But it was just a rough game all around for the offense and defense. We got a bye week, and then we'll try to bounce back because we need to stay competitive in this division. We got 4 good teams, and I know that I can win, but I also know that I can lose to all of them. So I can't really be having slumps. Otherwise, I'll be out of the division race pretty quickly. But we're going to just take this bye week and relax and try to bounce back against the Panthers.
So you guys were listening to a Super Bowl contender from last year, Saints, speak out after the loss, and I agree with him. I mean, if you look at the rest of his schedule, it don't get any easier. I mean, the Panthers are the team you have to watch out for. The Texans, one of the high-powered offenses. Buccaneers can score. Jags, 49ers, Cowboys, so Bears. I mean, this thing is pretty tough. Colts. So this is a very, very tough schedule for the Saints. They have a hard schedule, but I definitely think they can win some of those games for sure. Who else we got? Moving on, Cowboys lost to the Panthers 34-31. I was very surprised at that as well. I thought the Cowboys was rolling. I felt like that I just felt like they've been rolling all year. Um, and so they fell short. I mean, it happens. It's a 3-point game. I mean, you can only ask for so much from your team. I did interview both guys. Rainwater didn't respond, so he's ineligible along with the Panthers. But we got the Cowboys. Let's see what he had to say.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It's not that the Rick quarterback was that good. I just didn't have any precision on my defense and on my running game. As you mentioned, Claiborne had 125 yards on the ground and a touchdown, but that wasn't my best. And at the beginning of the game, I kind of talked to him about the lag. It wasn't. You could just tell. You could just when it comes to my pump fakes and my precision playing style, it really, I need all the internet bandwidth I can get, man. And it was kind of, when you're doing your runs and you kind of, you juke left and then it doesn't happen till 0.5 milliseconds later. You know what I'm saying? You feel it's off and I didn't really get warmed up to it until the third, fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? And I should have focused more, but I really enjoyed the game. Nothing against him. He played the best he could, under the circumstances he can. Sometimes people used to things and, you're not used to things. So, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So we just didn't show up for the passing game. We had a lot of plays on defense. We had 3 sacks. We had some, I think we had an interception. I'm not sure. We had a pick 6, I think we had a pick 6. I'm not sure. Can't remember. I think we had a pick 6 touchdown. Well, Ricky Dijon Johnson. And we had a fumble covered. We had 3 sacks. We was getting to the quarterback. So, you just, he made plays when it count. And, we had a punt return for a touchdown, too. Put up 21 points in the fourth quarter. And we did what we could. But, it came up short. So, you got to put that behind us. And hopefully, the next opponent we have, and then that'll be great. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, you can go back and look at the tape. I really enjoyed trying to come back. It was fun. The fourth quarter was fun. Everything was fun, but, just couldn't overcome the obstacles. I think you had me there, sir. I think you had me. And also I find it also funny that we lost by 3, and we also missed a field goal where nobody blocked it. The kick just bounced off the front of the center's back, and we just missed the kick. I don't know what that was. You got to get pull that footage, man. Show that as a game of the week, man. But yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so that was a Cowboy speaking out after frustration, losing by 3 points. Mentioned that he missed the kick. I have to go and find that. That's pretty hilarious right there. But overall, it was a very good game. I definitely wanted to hear about the Panthers side of the matchup, but as I said before, he didn't respond. And so, one thing about Stephen A. Smith, we don't complain about guys that don't want to make money. That's one thing we don't do. So it is what it is. We did that game. Next up, we had was the Browns and the Steelers. Browns lost by 3 points. This was a very good game. I did interview Amfish after the loss, so let's take listen to hear what he had to say about the Browns.
Yeah, thanks for another interview. It was a rough game. Turnovers, there's 3 fumbles, so I can't really do much about that. One of them was my fault. I scrambled more, it didn't slide. I also had a pick 6 on a pass that I shouldn't have thrown, so there was 2 defensive touchdowns the Pittsburgh Steelers got. But other than that, it was a good game. Played pretty well overall. Couldn't stop his run. Can't get any sacks. So there's a few things that are going on. Yeah, it wasn't a good game. Wasn't a fun game. We'll move on to the next week. Thank you very much for the interview. Have a good one. Bye.
I appreciate you for the interview. Browns spoke out, and let's see, they do have. Let's see what they have next. Next up, they have is the Ravens. So it's not getting any easier from here. But then they follow with the Raiders, 49ers, Chiefs. So definitely is a team that is capable of winning these games. So it's going to get interesting. That could potentially be game of the week, but it's going to be the Jags and the Colts. two undefeated teams battling it out. Definitely agree with the game of the week. Right now, um, obviously, it's a no-brainer. Who wouldn't bet with the money man? But right now, big time Colts are um, favorite to win, and we are the underdogs. Obviously, Steelers. The Steelers won this game. Let's see if he responded. He didn't, so he's ineligible as well. So we'll do the Steelers. So we won't have to interview Bears, Panther, or the Steelers this year, along with the other teams. But as you guys can see, they won a game, so congratulations to them. Lastly, we had was the Jags and Texans. My Jags won this game. I have interviewed the Texans, so we'll hear his side of the story, and then I give you guys mine. I always like to start with the loser first, and then the winner second.
Yes, Stephen A. Man,
Stephen A. Smith here with.
I think this game came down to the three turnovers at the end of the day, especially the ones inside the red zone. CJ Stroud, over 400-yard passing, 4 touchdowns, sending 3 picks. Put it in around what we was trying to do, but we controlled the game throughout. We ran the ball. We came in wanting to slow the game down. So we ran the ball pretty well with my rookie and with Mixon. Receiving, man, the Gentle Giants did what they were supposed to be doing. Move the ball downfield, make some big plays. We're just going to look on to deal from this game. Hopefully, down the road, make some be able to sneak into the playoffs. Because I got a healthy division to get through. So I'm trying to just see if I can get a wild card and see if I can make some noise in the playoffs.
All right, so that was the Texans speaking out. They have the Titans coming up, and then the Saints, a team that's eager to get a win, and the Colts as well. That's going to be coming off a game of the week. So, well, no, it ain't. It's just too far down. But they have a bye week right now, and then they're going to open up with the Titans after the bye week. Then Saints, Colts. So, definitely was a very, very good game. I'll give you guys my thoughts. You guys know this year I wanted to put more emphasis on running the ball simply because I like challenges, and I felt like I had some guys calling me out, saying that I don't know how to run the ball. So I said, okay, we're going to show that I can run the ball as well. My offensive mind. 243, 2 TDs in the air, 34 passing attempts. So I definitely was in the range of the passing because I'm definitely a passer first. And so we stayed in the range, but I did not complete as many passes as I would have liked. 14 missed passes is not what I like. Rushing wise, we had two guys over 100 yards rushing, 208. A little over 200 yards rushing total, because we also had some guys down here get some carries. Desmond Reed had 2 TDs, and then ETN had a TD. Receiving wise, couldn't stop him defensively. But my team, the way I play defense is you're going to get your yards, you're going to get a lot of ball movement, but I'm going to try my best to force you to make mistakes. If there is any team in real life that I would say that I play defense like, I would say Todd Bowles. I'm going to blitz the hell out of you. Same thing the Ravens did with Shedeur Sanders. They blitzed him, and that's how I play. I'm going to blitz the hell out of you. That's just what it is. Defensively, we had some guys that came up with interceptions, as I said before. You moved the ball on me very well, but how long can you do it? Because once you turn the ball over against my offense, especially with the way I'm playing now, shout out to Bert and shout out to Amfish. Now that I'm actually running the ball now, with the way that I can pass, it makes me even more deadly. And I think I'm gonna need that going into the Colts game this upcoming week. But we're top 5 right now in rushing, and we already over 1,000 yards rushing for the year. But we also have the highest but one of the highest offenses as far as points per game. We should be number one. Well, we're not number one. Chargers number one in passing yards. And as I said before, I've just been running a lot this year. But we're a sneaky team. Total offense. Let me see who got that. Okay, total offense. So we have the most total offense. So we're a high-powered moving offense for sure. But we're doing it in different ways, not just passing. We're doing it in running game, passing game, and that's what makes us great. Turnover-wise, I don't think we're up there. Oh, okay. So yeah, we have the worst defense in the league probably, but we have the number one defense as far as turnovers. That's the way I play. That's my style. As I said before, I'm gonna blitz the hell out of you, and then I'm just waiting on you to make a mistake, and so I can score more points. That's just the way it is. That's my strategy, and it's no surprise any bit. Taking a look at the players of the week for week 6, Jahmyr Gibbs. I told you guys he was going to probably get that. 260 on the ground, 5 rushing TDs, 15 receiving yards. Lamar Jackson, he had 4 passing TDs, 279, 1 sack, 1 rushing TD. Patrick Queen, 6 total tackles, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, and 2 TDs. Then you have this kid over here for the Seahawks. Eman Mori. He had 7 total tackles, 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, and 1 TD. As I said before, it's too early to look at the playoff race, but we will look at the passing yards performers. As you guys can see, Herbert, Burrow, and Williams all top 3 right now in passing. Shedeur Sanders moved out of the top 3, which is fine. As I said before, we're running the ball a lot this year. Robinson, Taylor, and Claiborne is top 3 in rushing. Andrews, Gadsden, and Chase are up there in receiving. Green, Carter, and both Carters, Green and Jalen Carter and the other Carter, both had, their top 3, 8 total sacks right now. Green is leading with, also with the most tackles for a loss with this, which is at 11. Interceptions, you got Lloyd, Davis the third, and Hamilton. Lloyd has 7 interceptions. Davis and Hamilton tied with 4. And then total tackles, you got Arnold, Mitchell, and Cooper as far as up there in the tackles. Taking a look at some of the games for this week. Game of the week we have for week 7 is the Colts and the Jags. We do have some games that we're going to react to for interviews. Browns and the Ravens playing right now. So that's the game we'll check out. But yeah, we definitely excited about the Colts game. Two undefeated teams battling it out. I think there are only 2 teams undefeated, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, only 2 teams undefeated right now. So there will be one undefeated team in week 7. So we'll see who that is. And we'll try to get this upset, man. It's going to be a great, great game. Where this game going to be at? I want to say it's in Jacksonville, I hope. This game will be in Indianapolis. So we will be traveling on the road in a very hostile environment. And we'll try to scratch and claw our way to 7 wins for the year. See you.